If you want to make a woman want you more and more, not just for a night, but in a way that her thoughts can't escape you, then listen carefully. Because what I'm about to reveal isn't about manipulation, it's about psychology. It's about the silent triggers that make her crave your presence without you ever chasing. Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia, your dark psychology coach, and I'm here to show you how to attract women on a deeper level, how to master authentic confidence, build emotional tension, and become the kind of man she can't forget even if she tries. Now, let's get started because at the end of this video, I'm going to give you one powerful line, a simple sentence that carries enormous emotional weight. It's something few men ever use, but when delivered right, it shifts the power dynamic instantly. It plants a seed of attraction that grows stronger every time she thinks about you. But before we get there, there's a deeper truth you need to understand first. See, the secret to making a woman want you more and more is to feel her fire without ever making her think she's the only source of your heat. Most men do the opposite. They show too much interest too fast. They try to prove their worth, tell her how much they like her, shower her with compliments, and in doing so, they kill the mystery. A woman's attraction thrives in mystery. She needs to feel that you might want her, but she can't know it for sure because when she knows, the chase is over. When she senses, the game begins. So, how do you do this? Simple. You don't openly tell her that you want her. You imply it. You let it live between the lines. You can do it in two powerful ways. One, through subtle third person teasing, and two, by flipping the script, making her the one who seems to want you. For example, instead of saying, I like you, you smirk and say, I see the way you're looking at me. Pause. Let the silence breathe. Let her wonder if you're serious or teasing. That pause alone makes her heart race. Or when she asks if you're seeing other people, don't jump to clarify or explain. Smile slightly. Lean back and say, wouldn't you like to know? Then hold eye contact. That combination of humor and mystery builds an electric tension between you. She's drawn in. She wants to decode you. But here's where you can take it even deeper. Follow that up with something playful yet disarming, like, I've only got my eye on one thing. I don't know if she's standing in front of me or behind me. That's for you to guess. That's psychological bait. You're not telling her she's special, but you're giving her a reason to hope she is. And hope is one of the most addictive emotions in attraction. See what happened there? You're not directly telling her that you want her. You're fueling her curiosity. You're building that invisible tension, the kind that makes her wonder about you later that night. That's how you create emotional fire. That's how you anchor desire in her subconscious without ever losing your power. Because here's what most men don't realize. A woman doesn't fall for you because you check every box on paper. She falls because of how you make her feel. You can be the perfect gentleman. You can be respectful, polite, financially stable, and she'll still categorize you as safe but forgettable. But when you trigger emotional contrast, mystery, curiosity, confidence, unpredictability, she starts to feel something, and that feeling is what keeps her hooked. Men fall in attraction through sight. Women fall through emotion. You look at a woman and instantly decide if you like her. She looks at a man and waits to see how he makes her feel. That's why the first 5 minutes don't decide anything for her. It's the consistency of your energy, the balance between confidence and calm, control that slowly convinces her she wants you. The key is to create an emotional experience, not a logical argument. So when you talk to her on a first date or second, don't rush, don't overshare, be present, observe. Guide the conversation with poise because the more grounded you are, the more she leans in to fill the silence. And that's when you know you have her attention, not through effort, but through energy. That's the foundation. Now, once you understand how to make her feel desire without giving it away, the next step is to control pace. Because attraction without patience is like a flame with too much oxygen. It burns out too fast. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part. How to pace yourself like a master to build anticipation, not rush into validation. So now that you understand how to spark her curiosity without revealing all your cards, let's move to the next critical step in making her want you more and more. Pacing yourself because timing is everything. Most men rush, they fall into a conversation or a date and try to create chemistry instantly, But desire isn't a race, it's a slow ignition. Think of it like this: if you dive headfirst into a 3FFT pool, you'll only get hurt. But if you take your time, if you swim your way to the deep end, you can finally dive with power. The same rule applies in attraction. You don't rush connection, you build it. Let me give you a better image. Imagine two ways of cooking: a microwave and a crock pot. A microwave is quick, loud, impatient. It gives you heat in seconds, but it fades just as fast. That's what most men do. They push for instant results, quick validation, fast attention, immediate intimacy. But a crock pot, now that's art. You add your ingredients, the confidence, the humor, the mystery, and then you let it simmer. Slow, steady heat. Every minute the flavors deepen. Every glance gets heavier. Every pause becomes a little more dangerous. That's what pacing does. It builds anticipation. It turns interest into obsession. When you pace yourself, you communicate one thing loud and clear: that you are in control of your emotions, your timing, and your outcome. And nothing attracts a woman more than a man who moves like he's not in a hurry. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't rush toward desire, but rather lets it come to him. When you move slowly, deliberately, you trigger a subconscious pattern inside her mind. You make her feel like she's the one being drawn in. Every woman has this silent fantasy of being pursued by patience, not desperation, not obsession, patience. Because patience shows power, it shows certainty. That's why pacing isn't just about timing, it's about value. If you move slow, she assumes you have options. And when she believes that, her curiosity grows. She starts to compete for your attention without realizing it. So instead of texting her back immediately, wait. Instead of confessing your interest right away, let your body language do the talking. Let your eyes speak. Let your silence linger. That's where tension is born. Now that you understand pacing, it's time for the next step: to go after what you want, but without hiding behind fear or ego. Because here's the brutal truth: most men protect their ego instead of pursuing their desire. They make excuses like, she's too beautiful, she's out of my league, she wouldn't be into a guy like me. That's not humility. That's fear in disguise. And fear will kill your potential faster than rejection ever could. A man who hides behind excuses is a man who secretly doubts his worth. But a man who moves with quiet confidence says, I know what I bring to the table. Whether she sees it or not doesn't change my value. That's what women feel when they're around a man who's done that. You inner work. He doesn't chase validation because he already validates himself. You've probably heard the term game. Most men twist it into something fake, manipulation, lines, or tricks. But real, authentic game isn't about pretending. It's about knowing yourself so deeply that you don't need to impress anyone. When you walk into a room, your energy does the talking. When you speak, your tone carries conviction. You don't apologize for wanting what you want because you move from security, not scarcity. That's the kind of man women crave. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel safe in a man's strength. Not physically, but emotionally. She wants a man who knows himself, who doesn't flinch when challenged, who can lead with calm certainty. That's what separates you from the rest. Not your looks, not your status, but your presence. Let me tell you something honest. Most men stay stuck in the same cycle their whole lives. They protect their pride, avoid rejection, and call it standards, but that's not strength. That's fear camouflaged as logic. When you finally stop letting your ego run the show, you unlock something primal inside yourself, an energy that women can feel. Confidence isn't, I hope she likes me. Confidence is, she'll feel lucky to have my attention. And if she doesn't, that's fine too. That's the energy of emotional abundance. And when you lead from that place, attraction becomes effortless. So now that you understand how to pace yourself and go after what you want without hiding behind fear or ego, let's talk about a secret psychological shift that most men completely overlook. It's simple, but it's one of the most magnetic behaviors you can develop. Most men, the moment they like a woman, lock in on her like a laser. Every joke, every word, every ounce of attention focused only on her. And ironically, that's the fastest way to make her lose interest. Because here's the truth: when you give one woman all your energy, you stop being the man in the room. You become the man orbiting her. And that destroys the power dynamic. So, what do you do instead? You pay attention to others. When you're with her in a group, don't isolate her attention. Engage everyone. Talk to her friends. Be warm, socially intelligent, charismatic, but grounded. Because while you're doing that, something powerful happens. Her friends start noticing you. They start smiling, talking, maybe even teasing her about you later. And when they do, they plant seeds in her mind. They'll say things like, "That guy was actually really fun. Did you give him your number? He was confident but chill. I liked his vibe." Now, who do you think she's going to be thinking about on her drive home? Exactly. You. You didn't chase her attention. You made her earn it. You became the man everyone else naturally wanted to be around. And that amplifies your attraction without you saying a word. This doesn't just work in social settings. Even in one on one interactions, don't hyper focus. Be aware of your surroundings, the environment, the energy, because the man who can command attention without trying is the man every woman remembers. Now, let's talk about that one line I promised you earlier. A line that builds tension, sparks curiosity, and flips the emotional power dynamic instantly. Imagine you're sitting across from her on a date. You've built connection. You've made her laugh. There's eye contact. That silent electricity starting to hum between you. You lean back slightly, take a slow breath, smile, and say, "You know what? You're not the type of girl I thought you were." Then stop talking. That moment of silence. It's golden because her brain instantly fires off questions. What does he mean? Did I do something wrong? Does he like me? Does he know? You've just shifted the frame. Now she's chasing your approval. When she asks, "What do you mean?" Don't give her a clear answer. Smile slightly and say, "Nothing bad, just not what I expected." Then change the subject. That line doesn't just confuse her, it hooks her curiosity. And curiosity is the birthplace of attraction. It's subtle, it's playful, it's psychologically perfect. You're planting an emotional loop in her mind, one she'll replay again and again long after the date ends. She'll start analyzing your tone, your smile, your words. She'll even ask herself, "What did he mean by that?" while lying in bed later that night. That's the kind of attraction that can't be forced. It's engineered. It's emotional alchemy. And when you master that, she doesn't just like you, she becomes intrigued by you. Let's take a step back for a second. What you've learned today isn't about games, it's about presence. It's about learning how to make a woman feel something powerful when she's around you, a blend of security, curiosity, and fire. So, remember, don't reveal too much. Let mystery work in your favor. Pace yourself. Move like a man who's not in a rush. Go after what you want with confidence, not ego. And never forget, attention is currency. Spend it wisely. When you master these principles, you'll never have to chase attraction again. You'll create it effortlessly with your tone, your timing, and your energy. Because real attraction doesn't come from what you say, it comes from how you make her feel when you say nothing at all. So, here's my challenge for you tonight. The next time you're around a woman you like, try saying less and feeling more. Let your energy do the work. Let your silence build tension. Let your confidence fill the space because when you do, you'll start noticing something incredible. She'll lean closer. Her tone will soften. Her eyes will linger just a little longer. That's when you know she's hooked. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to Darks Psychology and drop a comment below saying, "Attraction starts with silence," because next week I'm going even deeper. I'm going to reveal the hidden emotional triggers that make a woman chase you long after she swore she never would. I'm Amelia, and this is Dark Psychology, where desire meets control and control becomes power.